Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, Australia has it going on, don't they, in regards to boxing? So far, they had two huge events there with Devin Haney and Kambosos. Recently, Eddie Hearn went out there and he had a pretty live fight card. But I tell you what, probably the biggest event to date in Australia is going to be the Undisputed Showdown taking place, I think, on 29 January in Australia. And that's going to be between Tszyu and Jermell Charlo. And I tell you, man, you're not hearing much about it. We're 100 days out from that fight. But I personally think Jermell Charlo is going to he's going to find a way to win like he always does, man. Tszyu is a tough fighter. He's going to put pressure on you. He can fight, okay? You just got to give him some respect. He can fight. But I just don't see him beating Jermell Charlo. I don't see anyone getting robbed. I don't see any of that crap happening. All those concerns I had with the Devin Haney fight and Devin Haney going to fight Kambosos, the Australians proved that they're fair. And if their guy doesn't do enough to win, they're not going to rob the guests of their country. They're going to do the right thing. But exciting fight nonetheless. How is Jermell going to handle being over in another country? And speaking of being in another country, Tszyu says he's training in Thailand around real lions as he gets prepared for his clash with Jermell Charlo. He's said he's going back. Ooh, boy. Excuse me, right? He says he's going back to his roots. It's my understanding he and his trainer, when he first started out, he was doing a lot of training in Thailand. And he likes going there because he says there's absolutely no distractions. In addition, it gives him an opportunity to be around lions and really see how the wildlife operates out there and to get him in the right mindset. Sounds a little foolish to me about being around, animals that can eat your ass, but if that's what Tszyu feels is necessary, then no problem, because he definitely is going to have to work on his killer instinct if he wants to have a chance against Jermell Charlo. Because we all know Jermell Charlo, he's a patient boxer, he's an intelligent boxer, he has power, but more than anything, if, like a lion, he recognizes his opponent, his prey, is injured or wounded, the killer instinct does kick in with Jermell Charlo, and he will finish him off and devour him. So Tszyu is looking like a pretty good meal, although he's out there training in the Thailand jungles with those mosquitoes and monkeypox and everything, trying to get ready for Jermell. But I just think it doesn't matter what he does, puts up a pretty good effort first couple of rounds, but at some point, Jermell's going to touch him, and it is what it is. But still an interesting matchup for the Undisputed Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Now, Tszyu, he got, matter of fact, he talked a lot of trash about Jermell Charlo, about the Lions only, made a lot of noise. And there was a video. Boy, gotta excuse me, right? I don't edit those yawns out of anything because I'm human. But there's a video circulating with Tszyu and his Australian team. They're afraid to go outside this hotel room. They had to get in their vehicles, and Jermell Charlo came walking by with his entourage, a whole bunch of damn lions, and Tszyu looked like he damn near sharded. You know what I'm saying? And it was just hilarious because he was super uncomfortable. But he's been saying a lot of disrespectful stuff about Jermell. And Jermell didn't say anything this one about the business, but they recognized him. They did. I don't know if it was Jermell or Jamal, but they recognized it was Tszyu. And they were just checking his temperature, but they didn't do anything crazy. But anyway, the good thing about it is this fight isn't going to be as of right now. I don't think it's going to be on pay-per-view, but it's going to be live and exclusive. It's going to be a live and exclusive main event at KO Sports, and expected to be one of the most watched events in Australian sporting history. Now, Jermell Charlo, which I don't agree with this, he's ranked in the top 10 pound for pound. I think he should be up more like, like 3, 4, number 2. That's just me, because he really earned it. He really put the work in, okay? He put the work in. He fought everybody. He did what he had to do to get that undisputed distinction. But, man, it seems like when it comes to these pound for pound lists, it's all opinion anyway. And this Ring Magazine listing, man, it's like rankings. It's like they just don't want to give credit to some of these boxers. Still want to hold on to Lomachenko. We get it. Canelo should be up there, but still trying to hold on to Canelo. Hell, the other day somebody put a list out, had Gennady Golovkin on there. It's like, time to let it go, man. You got these guys like Haney, Jermell Charlo. They need to be bubbling up. You got to always have Spencer Crawford on there. But, we got to start putting some respect on these other guys' names, because it's like they just don't want this new generation to get their shine. But there's a uniqueness to this fight, is because their fight actually coincides with the 28th anniversary of Tszyu's father, Tszyu. If you guys don't know who Tszyu is, just put in Tszyu Zab Judah, and then you'll be reminded of who Tszyu is. That's when Tszyu made his debut against Jake Rodriguez in 1995, where his dad Tszyu won the lightweight IBF welterweight title. So we're going to see how this all plays out. I'm excited for the fight, but it's been kind of quiet. Maybe it's quiet because they're fighting in Australia. So I'm sure the Australian papers are probably covering it a bit more. But I don't know. Oh, the damn yawning, man. I'm not sure what's next after this, but I'll tell you what's something interesting, right? Aside from Tszyu fighting, training in Thailand, Earl Spence is saying he doesn't have an issue fighting Jermell Charlo. Now, I don't know how people would feel about that. Yeah, it's a good matchup. They spar all the time, but it's like brothers going at it, man. We saw what happened when somebody who really cares about a friend gets in the ring and has to fight him. Yeah, they both make a lot of money, but you end up hurting him, and you feel horrible. Case in point, Deontay Wilder and Helenius, where Deontay Wilder was, crying and all emotional because he hurt his boy. But these guys don't care. If they're getting paid, they don't care. They're all about the money, breaking bread. But, man, the last thing you want to do is see somebody get hurt. But anyway, we'll see what happens, man. Jermell Charlo daring to be great. But you know what sucks about this? Is he's the guy, he's got all the belts. He put all the work in. He's got to go over there to Australia. But he's going after the money. Now, you got to figure, if Devin Haney made over 2 fights with Tszyu, right? If Devin Haney made reportedly around $30 million, man. Okay, that first fight guaranteed $2.8 million, upwards of 8 or 9 more million with the pay-per-view sales, $10 million or so. Second fight, Devin Haney, guaranteed 10 or 11 million. Then he had the then he had the pay-per-view sales on the end of that. It's like another 10 million. So reportedly about 20 million. So Devin Haney made about $30 million over there. That's what they're saying. Now I'm not sure how the pay-per-view actually panned out, if it hit the projections, but Devin Haney got paid. Kambosos made about the same amount of money. In the first fight, Kambosos made like 10, 11 million. And then the pay-per-view sales, okay, like 20 million. Then the second fight, Kambosos got like a guarantee, I think 10 or 11 million. So when Lou DiBello talks about generational wealth, look, I can't help but assume that Charlo is going to go over there for this one fight and make, 15 to 20 million. Now, if that doesn't happen, then he needs to get Lou DiBella on his team to sort things out, because they're fighting for the undisputed distinction. He's bringing the belts there. They want the fight, so the money should be available. Now, if for some reason Jermell goes over there to only make $5 million, that's a waste of a damn trip, because he could fight here stateside and make that money. But I really do think Jermell's going over there and he's going to make 15 to 20 million for this one fight. I think so. Now, they got pay-per-view sales and everything. I think the pay-per-view sales over there is going to do well. But I don't know. All that's up in the air. But I just can't see him making less money than what Haney made for that, than what's his name made for the first Haney fight, Kambosos. He had all the belts. Jermell's coming over with the belts. They want him there. They got to give him more of an incentive than what they gave Haney as a challenger. He's a champion, bringing all the belts. So I can't see Charlo not making 15, 20 million for this one fight. But we'll see, man. That's my 2 cents. But for Tszyu, good fighter. That was a great fighter. And we'll see just what Kambosos can do when it comes with Jermell Charlo. But to be honest with you, I don't care if this man hunts a lion in Thailand, kills it and eats it, or he sits down there with the voodoo tents and the Shango tents, man, working obeah and witchcraft. Nothing can help his ass when he gets in there with Jermell Charlo. I think I give it 3-4 rounds. I think Jermell stops him, to be honest with you. And I say that because it's not that Tszyu's not a good fighter, that he can't win fights. He does have a punch on him, but he gets hit. And you just can't come in there thinking you're going to come in head first against a guy like Jermell Charlo. I just don't think so. And I think Jermell's just going to, within the first 4 rounds, you're going to touch him up and, it's going to be lights out for Tszyu. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Appreciate you all support. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the veterans, everybody from all 7 continents. And as always, I'm in the breeze.